All right, it is time for the final two parts of the Savage Empire walkthrough. Hope you've been enjoying the first two parts so far. In part two, we found out what the gem was about. We explored the coastal city and gained Johann Spector as a member of our party. But now that he is a party, the third part of this is bringing peace to the valley. Um, it's time to kind of hash it out with Johann. However, if you're worried about being near the teleporter pads where Mormodeks do show up quite often, um, it's a good idea to either walk south until you're out of danger, or just come up to the teleporter pads and pick one to go to. I am going to take the top left one. It takes me up to the Barak tribe. Um, but honestly, it doesn't matter which one you go to. And now that you're in relatively safety, talk to Johann and see now he has kindly eyes instead of the maddened eyes from before. He tells you there are certain problems that we're facing. So it's clear to him that the biggest issue for the entire valley is the Mormodeks. There are too many of them for a single group to defeat, and so we need to unite all the tribes to defeat the Mormodeks. And then we need to kill their queen to make sure there's not a new generation. And then somewhere within the caverns is also the black stone that they stole from him that transported everybody here. It needs to be destroyed as well. So, what we need to do is kill the Mormodek's queen and destroy the stone. Um, and that will end the problem. However, we can't do it alone. We need all of the tribes together. And so we need to unite the tribes. Um, follow the word of the chiefs. So we must go to each chief and persuade them to join in this union. So there are 11 tribes in the entire game. It's entirely possible if you talked to the woman Cherie that you already know about uniting the tribes and you have already done this. Part 3 can be done at any point in the game. It could have been done during part 1, which anybody who watched part 1 and complained that I didn't do it, this is why you don't technically know until you either talk to Cherie or to Dr. Johann once his mind has been cleared. But the goal now is to go around and ask every tribe to unite to your cause. Um, Again, which order you do this in does not matter. And so what I'm going to do is we're kind of going to go in a clockwise uh, rotation around the entire world, showing you how to unite the tribes. Um, it is going to be a little long because we got to hit the entire world, but we're going to start up here in the top left, the northwestern portion of the world, with the Barak tribe. Um, Simply because it's a good place to start. Let's see if we can find the chief before nightfall. We can. So with every chief you go to, you talk to them. If you want, like I did in part 1, you can ask their name. This is Halawa, mother of Halissa, and you ask them to unite. And she says the tribes never unite. There's old hatred, especially between her tribe and the Pindaro. There's always these little strifes between tribes. But she would unite, she'd accept it if you bring her daughter back to her. Jimmy decides the first time you talk to a chief that he will keep track of these chores by writing them down in his notebook. So if you lose track, you can talk to Jimmy to ask about his notebook. He'll tell you everything you need to do. Um, Alyssa has been seized and carried away by a gigantic ape. So one of the giant apes has taken her daughter to the north, carried her away. We tried to find her, but we couldn't. And so, if we can rescue her daughter, she will unite with us. There are two different ways to get to her daughter. There's the safe way and the fighting way. If you're wanting experience, by all means, take the fighting way, which I'm going to do. But you can follow the river to the north if you want as well. Um, Either way, you come up here, follow this road. Probably going to be a couple of fights involved because there are several giant gorillas. and you follow north till you get to the cliffs. Ooh, that really hurt Rafkin. That was not the fight I was expecting to have, by the way. I was expecting a gorilla. There is at least one gorilla that we're going to fight. And while we're at this, we're going to go ahead and equip the rifle. And we're going to get some more bullets on our way because it kind of is on the way. But you just work your way north till you get to the cliffs. They are not easy to get to if you take this path. If you follow the river, it's much easier. Here's the cliffs. And keep working around till you get around this whole forest to the river itself, which is going to be this way, not up there. Because the entrance to this place, here's the river, is along the river itself. Come up here, take these stairs down, and you'll find a cave behind a waterfall that you can't go into. But what you see up top is a giant boulder. So, told you you needed 3 grenades to win the game. This is one of the times. You take the grenade, equip it, and attack this space right behind the boulder. When you do so, the boulder moves, the cave opens. Make sure you unequip the grenade, or that's what you'll use in your next combat, and that can be bad. And now you can get into the cave itself. It's a very straightforward cave. There are no side trails. Occasionally, there is a bear. There's some crystals if you need them to make more potassium nitrate, which I showed you before. By the way, the second character that can use potassium nitrate is Dr. Johann. So there's Rafkin or Johann. Can you do it? Not on Johann. You guys, you got to move. A little bit of meat. Come out here. When you come out here, just 1 step, 2 steps south, you will see a giant gorilla. You must kill this gorilla. It doesn't take much. 2 bullets did it. Then head directly south, and you will find Melissa up on top of this little extra mesa. She runs down to you, gives you a hug, challenges you to a race to get back. You can ask about her job, you can ask about her mother, all this stuff. But either way, um, she'll talk to you later. She doesn't move, of course, because that's not how this game works. But when you get back to town, she will have beaten you there. I'm not sure what she does. Maybe she just jumps off the cliff, which means she probably could have rescued herself at any point in time. However, she's there first. So work our way back out. And this time I'll show you the easy way back. So if you follow along the river, it's a much faster trip um, to get back to town. Rather than going around the forest, you're just following this little waterway. It's also less dangerous. Sometimes it's a saber-toothed tiger, but rarely. And we're back to the northern edge of town. Shamu's right there. If you still need a party member, I'm just cutting straight south instead of following the road. Because I want to find Chief, who's usually out here off to the western edge of town. We have old hatred with them. However, you rescued Halissa, and we owe you a debt. And for rescuing her, we will unite the tribes. So Jimmy gets out his notebook, checks it off his list. Next tribe is the Pindaro tribe. I am going to take, as I said, a side trip to grab a couple more bullets and talk to Johann's old apprentice, Fritz. But it's not necessary. If you're playing a bulletless game, you don't have to worry about it. To get to Fritz from the Barak tribe, you head along the way as if you're going back to the Pindaro. Um, you get to the little maze thing. This time, go north every time you have the option to, and you will eventually come out here where the road ends. Go to the northeast. Let's go at nightfall this time until you get to some cliffs. And at the top of these cliffs, you have another cave where Fritz has been hiding out ever since Johann went insane. Let's see if he's awake. He is. He looks just like you. So you can ask him his name. You can ask him his job. You can ask about Spectre. Weirdly enough, Rafkin will step in, but Johann will not. And as much as I always wanted him to, he will not join you. I don't want to run into Spectre again. It's kind of funny since Spectre is right there, and he doesn't understand Fritz. So if you come up here in Fritz's cave and use this crate, you'll find another 60 bullets. Um, Generally, that's going to be enough to beat the game. But you could get more if you wanted to. And unfortunately, I did forget to do one thing because of the way we did this. We actually need 2 more turtle food. So I'm just going to run back at night to the tribe and go get some more turtle food from the crazy dude who we gave the blue stone to. Um, that was just a simple error that I should have done when I was there. So this walkthrough is going to take an extra couple minutes. If you don't have the turtle food yourself, make sure you do that as well before leaving the Barak tribe. There's the road. I actually feel a little foolish. I knew I needed to do it and didn't. Fritz, by the way, is the one who had the brain for the Golden Warrior from the city of Kodal. So if you go to Fritz before going to the Golden City, you can get the brain from him, and he will. You'll be able to insert it into the Golden Man's head and improve his conversational abilities. Um, it doesn't change any of the gameplay. He still dies when the city does, but it's just kind of a neat little feature that you can have it um, and talk to him more and get some more information about the lore of the world, which really is fairly deep for such a short game. So get on the raft. Good thing we still have the paddles. Talk to him really quick. Get some more turtle food. There. Now I have 13. That's enough. And now we'll head back to where we were going in the first place. But now it's just a bunch of backtracking. So we're starting with the Pandora tribe, just for the heck of it. Well, actually, we started with the Barak tribe, but next is the Pandora tribe. And we'll just work our way around the world. There are a couple of tribes you have not seen yet. Shimmer is going to die. Oh, nope, he didn't. He's not okay. But we're never coming back to this town, so he'll live. And I didn't get poisoned, which is always good. So, heard something to the east. Apparently, whatever it was ran away because there's so many of us. But just work our way back. If we're lucky, we'll catch the chief outside of town. Sometimes she hangs out down on the road. Usually, you have to wait until you get to town to find her, though. Nope, that's the maze. You're gonna have to. There you go. One of the advantages to walking all the way to the Pandoro tribe is that they do have the shaman that will heal you if you're injured, which some of my people are. Yeah, and I don't see her on the road, so she's back uptown. Let you guys handle that, just so I can save my bullets. So let's go talk to the chief first. This is one of the easiest tribes to unite because when you talk to her, get her name, ask her to unite. Um, she laughs at you. She thinks about it, and she goes, "You know what? Fine, I accept." And that's it. If you don't ask her to unite, the game cannot be completed. But literally, just asking her is enough. I'm talking to this guy, and everybody gets healed. Great. Should probably pick up some food while I'm here, just to have it. Again, food is not necessary. It might affect whether or not you can uh, dream. I'm not sure, so it doesn't hurt to just pick up a whole bunch of food. And then the next night, we'll sleep. But Pandora tribe's done, so that's 2 tribes out of the way. Of the 11. Start working our way. And that time it poisoned me. Nope, nobody had a dream. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Okay, the second easiest town to unite or village to unite is, of course, the Kuroks. Oh, here comes some Mormodeks. No, Snake Woman. I'll shoot her. And yep, Chilla got poisoned. But the Kuroks have the easiest unite quest simply because you must have done it by now just to get it done. And that is save rescue or save Ayla. So when we get back to town and ask to unite, he will immediately join our cause. There are 3 very easy tasks. So we come back, talk to Alaron. Unite. Do you want to unite all the tribes? Yes, I do. Um, well, to get my aid, all you gotta do is rescue Ayla. Done. If you want all the other chiefs, promise you have to build the great drum, which is a good thing to know about. There is a great drum from the in ancient past. Warrior Olaro of no tribe built a great drum on the hill, that drum hill. If you want to unite the tribes, build a new drum there. So that's another part of our quest. We've got to build a drum. But this town has now united. It's time to go find out what the Yalaru want. So 3 easy tasks so far. Kill a gorilla, ask to unite, rescue Ayla. Um, Obviously, if you have not done part 1, if you have not rescued Ayla, you can't unite the Kuroks. That's their quest. So it is a long quest to complete, right? It took us an hour and a half during the walkthrough just to do that. But it was not difficult per se, just long. So work our way back to the Alaru tribe. I'm going to talk to him before I sleep. Because I usually stay up a little bit at night. into here. There's their chief. Unlike all the other chiefs, he waits for you to say something to him. He asks him to unite. You say yes, and he'll ask you why. You can put anything you want here, and he'll still give you the task. But if you write in the Mormodex, that might be a good enough reason. Um, he tells you they once had a master weapon maker, but he died in a Mormodex raid. And so what they need, are, if they're going to fight the Mormodex, are better weapons. And in order to get better weapons, he wants you to go to the Stone City and bring 10 swords, and then ask to unite again. If you bring 9 swords, he will take all 9 of them and then tell you that's not enough and send you to get another 10. You have to get 10 all at once and all held by the same person. Um, and so if you don't have a warrior class character like Kista, Doc Ray, or one guy we haven't met yet, Ugyug, um, is difficult to get all of the swords on one person. Especially if you did not go for strength with your main character with yourself. So if you did go strength with yourself, you don't need anybody else. You can carry all of them yourself as long as you have the inventory space for it. But you do need 10 weapons. And so, got to go down to the Stone City, which we need to unite them anyway. The guards will no longer attack you on sight, by the way, now that you have cured Johann. But there are 3 ways to get swords, and maybe you've already gotten an obsidian sword or 2 while you were here doing your own thing. But there are 3 ways to get them. Way number 1 is to just buy them from this woman here. She owns a weapon and armor store, and you can buy bows, arrows, knives, swords, armor, and shields. And so you can buy a sword, and it will cost you 3 emeralds. Great, I picked up 15 at the beginning. So technically, I can just buy all of the swords here. She is the only person in the entire game that cares about emeralds. Like literally the only one. However, since there's no honor system, you can just pick up obsidian swords and call it good. All you gotta do is pick up enough for the tribe. So I'm just moving some of this. Actually, I don't need the paddles anymore, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we got 3 of the 10. So she has 3. If you go over to the prison, like we already saw, there's that little armory in the back of the prison where you can grab some more. The third way to get obsidian swords is every guard has one. Just kill 10 guards and loot their bodies. They respawn. It's not a permadeath thing. You're not going to go to jail for it. Um, but that is an option for collecting the swords as well. So the last set was a little armory within the palace. I'm just coming in from the bottom this time. And I know it's nighttime, but if the king is still awake, which it looks like as Oxapek, there's the king. Since we're here anyway, you can ask for his name, and we find out he is Moctopodal, so he's back on the throne, asked to unite. He says he doesn't think even he could do it, but because you brought me home and allowed me to kill the guy who took my throne, fine, I'll join you. So if you did part 2, this tribe is automatically united to your cause. So that's another easy one. It is the last of the easy ones. But in here you have 4 more swords which gets you to the total of 10, 4 on each row. No, and the parrot. So now all we gotta do is head back to the Yalaru tribe. Now united this tribe, um, and we will have done 5 of them. We've now completed 4 just by talking to Moctopodal. Head back up to the Yalaru. And then we're gonna head over and go back to the Urali tribe, which is why I grabbed the extra turtle food to get around the Tyrannosaurus. And so make our way back to the tribe, the Yalarus, talk to the chief and ask about uniting again. This time he's in his house, right next to the fire pit. Have you brought the weapons? Yes, I have. He collects all of them, counts them as they walk by, says, great, we're on your side now. Again, if you did not have 10, um, he would have taken them and then told you, go get more. So head east out of the Alara village till you can't anymore. Then head southeast once you can't. Once you hit a tree, there's the tree, and it will take us to the cliffs. Go down around this cliff, and we'll get to the one that leads to the Urali tribe. I have to use turtle food one last time. Um, Again, if you're doing this the faster way, if you're uniting as you go, do this at the same time that you rescue Ayla, and it will save you on turtle food and walking. But if you're doing it the way I have structured this walkthrough, then you need the turtle food because I purposely structured this walkthrough to the way the developers seem to have you want to do it. So out of the first room, to go northeast, come down into this little cave where the crystals are. Don't go north or south. Just keep trying to head east. When you get to the second big room, um, shoot, there we go. You're gonna get a couple bears. Head directly to the east as much as you can. Oops. Oh, until you get to this opening here, and it will walk you all the way out. That was stupid. Let's walk straight into that. And you wind up back on the Arali swamps on the other side of the cave systems. And thanks to the 2 bears, everybody had food, so everybody heals a little bit. By the way, if you get poisoned, do not sleep. Um, it's very likely the poison will kill whoever has been poisoned before you wake up. It's one of the little things that doesn't just pause while you're waiting. Okay, get to the Tyrannosaurus one last time. Use a bunch of turtle food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one at a time in solo mode. Get on the turtles. It's really annoying that they can't just go on as a full party. Just swim around the Tyrannosaurus, and then once again, one at a time, get off. Make sure you're on the right side of the. Nope. No. Yeah, make sure you're on the right side of the water. All right. Once you're here, we find the shaman again. It's the favorite mighty phoenix, a true hero in need of a true quest. You can ask about the quest. Um, could do us all a simple favor with a simple quest. Darden became chief by taking the statue of the great Fabos, placed it in a cave, and used a beast from the swamp to guard it. The great Fabos controls the mighty lizard that guards the land crossing to the village. So all you've got to do is rescue the great Fabos. If you were to free them, then no one would follow Darden, who's already dead anyway. Go to the north of the village until you reach the cliffs. You'll find Fabos, free him, and we'll be very grateful. So he asks you tonight, what he wants is Darden dead. You've already done that. And then rescue the great Fabos. So he's head north until we get to the great Fabos. He is in a cave, kept in the dark. There is one person here along the path. This guy here. He is the only Urali villager who will not attack you. You can talk to him, you can do whatever you want. All the other Urali males will still attack you, even though Darden is dead. You work your way up here, and you will find the cave system. Everything in this cave has some means of poisoning you. There's snakes, there's almost everything in this cave. There's snakes, there's guards. It's just there's rats sometimes. Right now, I'm getting almost nothing. Just the one guy who won't poison me. But you come here, work your way east. It's generally not going to be worth your while to cure the poison simply because there's so many people here. Um, once you have killed all of the guards, now you can heal. And you can look. Actually, let's look first. You can look at the great statue. The fact that it has a face means you can talk to it. It's a giant head, green eyes, a deep voice rumbles around you, light. The voice fades, the silence returns. That is the only context clue you get that you need to create some kind of light for the Great Fabos. There are two different options. Option one is using Jimmy's camera if you have him. It will create a flash. If you do not have Jimmy, at the very beginning of part one of the walkthrough, you broke some bottles after finding Rafkin's lab, and you have magnesium strips here. Either one of them, using it, will create a bright flash of light. I'm going to use a magnesium strip, and all of a sudden, the bright flash from your light floods the cave. There's a second brighter flash, and when it fades, the statue is gone. Um, some words spoken. You have restored the great Fabos. And so what happens now is people will no longer attack you, and the giant lizard, the Tyrannosaurus, will also no longer attack you. You can walk freely back and forth, which means you no longer need any spare turtle food. If you did this before attacking Darden, none of his guards would help him. Only Darden would be attacking. And so it does make saving Ayla much easier, but because it was not technically introduced as part of your quest, I didn't do it, right? I'm trying to do this as you gain information throughout the game. But definitely, if you're running through this game a second time, rescue the Great Fabos and then go rescue Ayla. Makes things a lot easier, and you never have to come back to the Urali village. Oops. Either way, we now go find Wamap again. He's got to be down here somewhere. Now we talk to him again. Unite. Darden is gone. He's the ruler. And since you've restored the great Fabos, I will help you. The Urali are now on your side. So there we go. And You can walk in front of the Tyrannosaurus' mouth, whatever, it's not going to attack you anymore. You're now free to come and go as you wish. Although I will be honest, there's not much of a reason to ever come back here. If you decided to use poison darts for whatever reason in your fights, which don't do that, by the way, you don't gain the experience of an enemy who dies from poison. Then I guess you can come back for more blow darts, but there's no real reason to ever come back to this tribe now. So go back to the cave, work your way back, and now we're gonna start using the teleporter pads just to make things a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. Um, oops, I didn't see that thing. Didn't poison one. Uh, Start using teleporter pads to make things a little quicker, a little bit easier. Uh, it is absolutely possible to keep walking around the world, but actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna walk just so we can explore the entire world together. I'm gonna walk. I was gonna teleport, but nope. So we'll work our way out. There are three tribes that we still know of. That there's the Disquequi tribe. There's the Barab tribe and the Lizardman tribe. So we got to go to those three because we know they exist, and then we'll worry about the last two. Oops, I have gone too far north. So we got 5 tribes left. Oops. All right, we are just south of the Yalaru tribe. Is where I ended up. If you want to play with around the teleporters on your walk on your game, go for it. They are very useful, but this gives you a better look at the whole world just doing the full walk because this is kind of a beautiful world. Way better, I said in part 1, than the second world of Ultima, Martian Dreams, where it is a large world. You're on the entire planet of Mars, but there's nothing to see. It's just cliff faces and red rock, and you're done. At least in this one, there's fallen trees and flowers and random snakes, um, and the whole thing. So more aesthetically pleasing to me. Okay, we're just gonna run south through the city now that we're safe here, and then keep following the road. First stop is gonna be the Disquequi, so we got to get down to where the road uh, peters off again. The other way for the other 2 tribes is to go this way. We're gonna do that after we finish this side, these 3 over here. So we come down, keep working our way down the mesa, like we've done a few times now. Back through the canyon, get to the Disquequi tribe. It's not gonna let me rest. Oh, it is gonna let me rest here. Every other time I've tried, it's told me there are enemies nearby. I can't rest when there are foes. Just walk along this until we get to a spot with white flowers, entrance to the Disquequi tribe. Uh, these guys have a fairly simple task. Here we are. Find the chief, who's hopefully awake. Yes, he is. Uh, ask him to unite, and they have this big conversation about how everybody makes fun of them for being a weak tribe, and so you wants you to complete two tasks. The first is to drink a jug of platcha. Yes, do it. You will go blind for a second because the alcohol is so strong. The second task is going to be to put a bell around Sharptooth's neck in order to make sure they can hear him coming so he can stop eating the villagers. Because what's happening is uh, the villagers are so drunk all the time that when the sharp-toothed the Tyrannosaurus eats them, it gets drunk and it enjoys that feeling, so it comes back and it eats more villagers as often as it can. So we have to make something called the Spear of Champ. This is very easy. They give you two jugs of platcha. You use a jug of platcha on a spear, and you make a Spear of Champ. Equip that. The Tyrannosaurus is not that far away from town. It's just to the south across the river. Immediately head to the east. You do not have to do this next part, but what I recommend is when you can see the Tyrannosaurus, go into solo mode. That way, nobody accidentally gets too close to its mouth. Come up to the Tyrannosaurus's backside when you can, and then attack it with the Spear of Champ. Immediately use the bell on the Tyrannosaur, and then walk away. What winds up happening is it wakes up anywhere from 2 to 20 steps. This time it woke up after 2 steps, right? I used the bell as one step, took one step away, and it woke up. And that's why I suggest having your people back a ways a bit, just in case it wakes up fast, like it just did on this uh, walkthrough. Come back up here, talk to the chief, and you did well. We can hear Sharptooth and plenty of time to run away. We'll join your tribe or your union. So, just quick, we are done. We now got to head back to the south to or west and south to talk to the Barab tribe. The guy who stole Toparu's mind and put it into a blue stone is the next chief to talk to. So we come back around until we get to the unique stepping stone, the Aztec stone here. Back around the base of the mountain. The mesa, sorry. Oh, make sure you unequip your Spear of Champ, or things will get very difficult for you very quickly. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. So we come around the mountain, go up the stairs, through the trees, and immediately to the north when you can, and talk to him. So first of all, if you're injured, ask for healing. He's one of the three that can do it. And then ask him to unite. Do you speak United the Tribes? Yes. I would be happy to help if you get medicine for my son. I can't cure him. Great. The medicine he needs is this orchard bulb. So if you picked up the orchard bulb in part 2, like I suggested you do, all you gotta do is talk back to him. Have you brought the medicine? Yes. He uses the root. He creates a mixture. He pours it in his son's mouth, and his son wakes up. You have this everlasting gratitude. Do you want to unite? Yes. They might not want to, but we will join you because you helped heal my son. So that's the Barab tribe. If you picked up that root, then you've united the tribes. If you didn't, you have to go back, kill the carnivorous orchid again, and then pick it up. The last of the tribes on this side are the lizard folk, the Sakar, something like that. Um, all of a sudden, my brain stopped working. Just head a little bit to the west, up to the north. You find the stairs, and then go in. Any of the cave entrances will work. Go to the south of this mesa, apparently. I thought I could get to one. The easiest cave entrance is the one farthest to the west. but any of them are fine. This one will be just perfect. Work your way to the northwest until you get to the big opening here where you've got all the lights. The guy sitting down is their chief, Sakura. As always, ask the name. Can't pronounce his name, but unite. You want to unite the tribes, make friends. We will give you the chance. Um, we have a problem north and east of here in a secluded canyon are the plants that provide our fruit. This is the only thing we eat. It's our food and our medicine. But Thunderer came into the canyon and eats all of us who try to get the medicine. So if you want to help, kill Thunderer. Do you know the history of the drum to unite the tribes? You can say no. In ancient past, humans lived in peace. Every year, the chiefs beat a great drum to bring everybody together. When war broke out, they fell apart. If you want to unite the tribes, get help from all the chiefs and build a great drum on Drum Hill. It is near the stone city where the river falls off the cliff. So that's the second person to tell us about the drum. But to unite this tribe, we have to kill Thunderer, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, the only creature in the game that cannot be killed. At least not by our weaponry. So we've got to find a way to kill Thunderer. Head east out of town, not talk, out of the cliffs. Go back down the double stairway. And then we need to follow the cliffs of this little valley north and east once we get all the way out. So here's this. And so just it's safest to follow the cliffs. Not fastest, safest. And you just follow this along the way. Um, we can cut through at any point in time if you want to. There is a Mormadex hole here in this valley, and so if you take the wrong path, which I may have done, Johan's the only one holding it. You do get into a slight issue, but if you've got black staffs, you're good. I want to go ahead and give Jimmy the modern rifle while we're here, because as a modern man, he can use it. But anyway, once you get Ayla, Ayla, this is kind of dangerous. So once you get all the way up through here, it does take a while to get through around all these cliffs. If you're doing this way, again, you could just run straight north and then go to the east, and it would have been fine. But following the cliffs at least shows you the scale of this walk. When you get to here, this is technically the way you're supposed to go up. You walk up this path, you go around, you come to a boulder. There is a glitch, however, that sometimes occurs depending on whether or not you have used a raft already. And that glitch can make you lose one of your party members permanently. So I would go around it, but once you get to those vines, you know you're almost there. Continue around the cliff. And what you're going to come up to eventually here is a little side entrance right here. Oh, shoot. Which way are the enemies? I want to show you how this works. I've leveled up enough, so I'm gonna do a bear again. Kissa has leveled up. Bear again. Bear increases strength if you missed part 2. Okay, so you get to this canyon between the cliffs, and when you walk through, you start finding fruit trees and dead bodies. This is where Thunderer is hiding out. So you got the boulder right up there. Like I said earlier, I told you you needed 2 grenades. This is where you need the second one. You can alternatively use one of the gas canisters if you want to, um, but you've already got the grenade. So just angle it to where the boulder will fall onto Thunderer. If you put it right here, that's where the glitch happens. The one spot that is obvious that a bomb should go. So I tend to blow it up right here at the edge of this tree, the left edge. It bounces the boulder onto Thunderer, and he's dead. It's the only Tyrannosaurus that can be killed, and that's the only way to kill him. So you then make your way back to the lizard folk in whatever way you choose to, whether it's walking all the way around the cliffs again or just cutting straight through. Oh, you're out of Trill is out of bullets. Let's give him another black staff if we have it. We don't. So let's give him a bow. I mean, a boomerang. A little injured, but could be worse. I'm choosing not to go straight through just because I don't want to run into the Mormodek's hole. The entrance to their cave systems are very heavily guarded. Don't get me wrong, I'm running into a lot of Mormodek's anyway. The black staffs do help a lot in that they shoot those blue beams of uh, energy at Mormodeks. They will not do that to any other creature, just the Mormodeks. So if you're going into a fight expecting range damage because you've got the black staff, it's not going to work. But it's very handy, man, to have it just in general. Should be getting close now, though. But it's a long walk. Are there faster ways? Yes, obviously, especially using portals to go to certain places. Um, but this shows you the scale of it. Back around. Again, hopefully he's still awake. He might not be because it's getting kind of late at night already. Nope, he will be. Talk to him. Unite again. You destroyed Thunderer. We will stand by you when you sound the drum. So that is 9 of the 11 tribes down. I'm going to go back and get some healing before moving on to the final 2 places. The Barb tribe is right nearby, so I may as well. By the way, if you walked up to Thunderer and tried to attack him, he would have eaten your people as soon as you got within range. However, he does not move. He's the only Tyrannosaurus that doesn't move. So it's much simpler to not do that. He won't chase after you. Nobody has food. We know. Oh, Jimmy's leveled up again. Always the bear. And that actually should take Jimmy up to mid 50s for hit points. He will now heal you automatically. You don't have to ask for healing. 52 hit points. So Jimmy is getting to the point where he's worthwhile. Rafkin, unfortunately, is still only at 40 hit points because he simply does not kill things very often. And that's the only way to get experience. Oops, I went the wrong way. Okay, we got 2 villages left. Time to walk our way out. Walk back to the Disquequi, and then further on to the Stone City. And we'll go down the one path that we have not gone down in any of the parts of this game. And that will take us to the last 2 villages, who kind of feel like they were thrown in last minute. This game was rushed, and so it is a little bit shorter than it potentially could have been. I wish Ultima had had time to go back and expand on these games. Maybe someday Richard Garriott will get control of Ultima again, and they will do that. Take it away from EA. Either way, uh, this last little bit is relatively easy. So we just passed the Discreepy Village, work our way back down to the canyon. You know what, Rafkin, you kill it. There we go. Give him a chance for some experience. It's just the snake that was running away. By now, if you've been walking like I've been walking, you should be very familiar with some of these roads. There's a couple of them like this one that we have gone on many, many times now. I did only get 3 black staffs. I probably should have gotten more while I was in the Kotal City. There is no opportunity to go back. Um, but when during your playthrough, get more because you have 7 characters. There's not 7 staffs, but there's 7 characters. Get as many as you can. All right, we come back to this crossroads where we've always gone left. This time we're going to the right. We have 2 tribes left down here who have not been part of the story so far. If you have Doc Ray in the party, if you chose to get him at some point in the early game, there are 2 extra conversation things that happen while you're down here. If you did not get him, like I did not, you're not going to get those extra conversations. But when the road ends, head south through the canyon. The road picks back up. When the guy I was waiting for was not there. All right. Oh, nope, there he is. You have this guy here, Pever. Pever has lost his memory. He got hit in the head too hard. Doc Ray knows about him. Ayla knows about him as well. Pever and Doc Ray were great friends. They hunted out Mormodex, but he got hurt. Don't talk about Mormodex. If you say Mormodex, Pever will attack you. Don't do that. But he's just an unfortunate guy that he's just here. Anyway, after Pever, go around the lake down here, and you will come across this village. There's a lot of stuff in it. It's a good place to get clay pots if for some reason you need grenades. And the chief is hiding. Chief is hiding. Where are you, Jumu? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for him in his hut. He's got to come back here eventually. I say, waiting patiently. Where are you? Why aren't you with your people? Sorry, technical difficulties. Oh, you have a second door you could come through. Seriously, where is this dude? It's the middle of the night. There he is. All right. So this is Jumu, the Jakari tribe. He has been chief for several days ever since his father died when the mountain spat fire. So a volcano erupted a few days ago, realistically about the time you showed up. And his dad died, so he has become the chief. So kind of a sad story. He wants to unite with the other tribes. He doesn't like to fight other tribes. If you were to retrieve the sacred hide, we'd join the tribes. The cave is full of diamonds and emeralds. You may take diamonds from the cave if you can reach it. Um, if you ask him about it, what is happening is the shaman also died during the volcanic eruption, and he can't get a new shaman without getting the sacred hide. And so you're supposed to go get the sacred hide. Um, oops, and it will allow them to select a new shaman and prove that he is a worthy chief. I'll tell you right now, you never meet the new shaman. It's just a thing. To complete this quest, you need the fire extinguisher. If you do not have the fire extinguisher, if you have not been carrying it around this whole game, you have to go back to Rafkin's lab and get the fire extinguisher. If you have dropped it somewhere in the world, you have to go find it. Good luck. So hopefully you still have the fire extinguisher on hand. Head south or east out of the southern part of the village. You'll come across a small cliff. You're just gonna, like you have before, follow this cliff around. It's the easiest way. What you wind up getting to is a large field of lava, and it is a huge field of lava. Twice on your path, you're going to come across something like this, where there is no way around it, unless you have the fire extinguisher. So use the fire extinguisher. It creates a little path. You have to use it twice. And now everybody can cross safely. You're going to come across, like I said, two of those pathways on this. And if you don't have the fire extinguisher, yeah, you can't get across it. So keep hugging the cliffs. If you go into the lava field itself, you will get lost. Um, so parrots here for whatever reason. Keep following around. There is a ton of lava on the ground blocking your path. Very easy to get confused, very easy to get lost in. As far as I have ever been able to find, there are no items inside the lava pools. Like there's nothing to get to, even though you can see little empty spaces there. Um, Someday, maybe I will do a more thorough check. The fire extinguisher will never run out of material. You can use it forever. Um, but there's no reason to go running through it. So here's the second one, and directly outside or across is the cave that you need. And he's right. There are diamonds. There's emeralds. It's a very straightforward path. There's a little thing up here. some beans if you need beans, I guess. I'll grab them. I haven't had food in a while. But around here, you find uh, this sacred hide. This is the home of the shaman. This grab that, go back to Jumu, give it to him, and he will join you, and we will have 10 of the 11 tribes completed. You do have to use the fire extinguisher again just to get across. But then work your way back, retrace your steps, um, rest if you want to, because we just solved this. I'm not going to. Once you get to the short cliffs, the small cliffs, you know you're basically there. I have done the thing I told you not to do. I cut across too soon. There we go. Found the cliffs again. Small cliff. Work around the other side of it. We'll have that second crossing. And after you get across this second crossing, you no longer need the fire extinguisher. You just needed it for this one little part. Um, so right here, no longer necessary to have it. You've made it. If you want to keep it, great. I'm going to just so I don't throw it around the ground. But it's no longer needed. So you start working your way back around. There's always foes around here. There you go. Find the village again, the Jukari. See if he is down below. Not this time. There he is. Talk to Jumu. As if you've got the sacred hide in your inventory, he sees it, his face lights up. It's returned. He takes it with relief, tucks it away. Talk about uniting. Doesn't like to do it, but you brought the hide back, so I will. The last tribe is almost not talked about at all. The easiest way to get to them is the tribe that the Jukari war with. Go to this northwestern building in town, head north. You get this little small cliff, and you're going to find the teleportation pad that would have brought you here. From the teleportation pad, head north along the river. You're going to have lava on one side, river on the other. You just go straight north until you get to some more cliffs. There they are. Head northeast. And when you get to the giant cliffs, follow them to the east. Because we're going to have one more set of caves that we got to deal with. Well, two more sets of caves that we got to deal with. Oh, geez, I didn't even see that guy. There we go. And so, eventually, you'll get to the Hakur tribe. They're in the northern section of the lava. It's where the final person available to join your party is located. His name is Ugyuk. He is the strongest character in the entire game. He is in the very first cave that you come across. Right, typically here. There he is. But he will join you if you have room. You do not have room, right? Because your party is full right now, probably. He will not join the party unless or if Doc Ray is in your party. The two of them hate each other. There is a way around this. Um, if you go to my website, which you can Google Crystal Phoenix Hobbies, you can find the way around it. But you're looking for this guy, the guy with the scarred eyes. He is the chief. Gregor, unite. Want to unite? No, I'm not going to do it. Maybe. I don't like Chikari, but I hate the spiders more. My son Kruk went down to kill the spiders, but he never returned. Go to the spider cave, find his shield, and I will unite with you so that we can give him an actual funeral. Make sure my son is dead. So we got to go to the spider cave and find Grugor's son's shield. Easiest way to do that: follow the cliffs until you get to the second cave, and then head southeast. You'll find this other cliff here. Keep working to the south and southeast. Um, you want these cliffs on the eastern side. Here, follow them to the south. You got this little crevice here. This cave is not very far away. It's just right here. Nope, sorry. Right after this next turn, right here. Um, don't have to cross any lava. Don't have to do anything. You just come in. What you do need, though, is either a torch or a bucket of tar. So, if you've been carrying the bucket of tar this whole game, awesome. You're going to be set. If you have not been carrying the bucket of tar, you need a torch, which requires tarred strips. So you can use those on a branch to create a torch. Um, but the reason you need it is because you can get stuck in these webs. You can actually get stuck pretty easily in these webs. And attacking with a torch or using a bucket of tar will burn away all of the webs. The bucket of tar only has 10 uses, so keep that in mind. Um, you only need 3, but it only carries 10. So in here you have both spiders and Mormodeks. Um, they will fight each other, but they're there. So use one on this one to open up the path to the northeast. Keep working your way along um, this edge. You don't have to destroy this web. You don't have to destroy this web. But when you get to this room with all these webs, you want to come up here to this northwest corner and use one last thing here. And there is the scarred shield, the shield of Kruk. Ironically, this shield is the second best shield in the game. And so if you want to use it for the entire game until doing the uniting of the tribes, go for it. In the southernmost portion of the cave, which I'm just going to show you for the sake of it, is guys, spiders, is something strange that's never explained. So we come down here. Oh, I'm poisoned. There we go. And work all our way all the way to the south. When I want to use as few tars as possible. I think it's here. You have a camera, a second rifle, and 4 bullets. So someone came to this cave, a modern explorer came to this cave and died in the spider cave for whatever reason. And it is never, ever explained who they were or why they were here. And so it's just kind of interesting. If you're looking for a gun, this is one of the 3 in the entire game that is available. and it's just randomly in the spider cave. Anyway, work your way back out once you've got the shield. And then back up to Grugor. Go north until you come across the little narrow pass. From the narrow pass, head northwest. The first cave system you will come to, this one here is a dead end. So work your way up to the second one. And you will be able to give Grugor his son's shield, which unfortunately does confirm for the guy that his son is dead. Yes, I have the shield. He takes it. Now we can give him the funeral he needs. Unite. You killed the spiders. You brought the shield. We'll join you. That is the final tribe. So, depending on the order you did this in, will change where you end up when you're done. But that is all 11 of the tribes united, and that completes part 3. And so I am going to end part 3 right here in the caves of the Hakur, simply because I have done all of them. That was the order I did them in. You can do them in any order that you want. But for now, that is the end of part 3. There's just one part left. I was going to combine them. Part 3 took an hour and 15 minutes. So part 4 will stand on its own, and we'll get that to you soon. Thanks for watching.